Realtors, you asked, I'm answering. Let's have a little Q&A session today, shall we? Stay tuned, it's YouTube for Agents coming at you live. Welcome back to YouTube for Agents, where I help real estate agents be able to dominate their local markets by making free YouTube videos. Booyah! Coming at you live again. How was your week, people? I have to tell you, we sold our motorhome many years ago, and we have been missing it ever since. So last weekend, I did a thing. We bought a fifth wheel. It is a beast. It's like 40 feet long. By the time it is attached to the bed of the truck, she's long. And so we took it out for the very first time. We went to a campground in Savannah. It is literally 16 miles from my house. And that way we could practice with it, which was great because I had to go home 2 times while we were there. But we went camping. It was so wonderful to finally leave the house. So what are things like where you are? Are you finally are they opening up a little bit? Are you able to do things? It was still weird that, you couldn't really get close to people. They did have the pool open, which was awesome. We were following social distancing guidelines, but I guess they figure there are enough chemicals in that pool to kill darn near anything. But, you couldn't be around other people. So you could be in the pool in your own little group, but you weren't getting close to other people. But at least we got to go do something, which was awesome. So I was excited. As a result, we were in our camper for the last several days. This is going to be kind of a low-key broadcast today. I am still doing some of my groovy things, but my producer, husband, is at a doctor's appointment, so I'm doing it all myself today. So bear with me while I try to do all of the cool, groovy sound effects and whatnot. But for those of you that do not know me, my name is Karin Carr. I am a realtor in Savannah, Georgia. I get the vast majority of my business from YouTube for free without paying for advertising. And so the nature of this channel is to share what I have learned on my journey with you guys so that you can replicate it in your own markets. Because hey, it's not rocket science. And if I can do it, surely you can do it too, right? So before we go, I want to remind you about the thumbnail workshop that I am doing next week.
The show today is brought to you by Karin's all-new live thumbnail workshop. In this workshop, you and Karin will be creating a killer thumbnail template together. You will take photos to use on your thumbnails and learn what elements make your thumbnail eye-catching and clickable. You and Karin will create a design together, save it as a template for you to use over and over again. No fancy software needed either. We will do all this in your favorite program and hers, Canva. Join us live on May 20th. But if you can't join live, you can also get the replay. All this can be yours for the bargain price of only $37. Sign up today at youtubeforagents.video/thumbnails. That's youtubeforagents.video/thumbnails. Back to you, Karin.
I still laugh every time I hear that. Do you like the groovy 60s game show sound effect music? So for those of you that want to know about this YouTube thumbnail workshop that I'm doing, we're going to do it live. We are all going to log into Canva simultaneously, and I'm going to walk you through the steps to making a good looking thumbnail, because your thumbnail, it's got to inspire somebody to want to click on it, right? So if you're one of my coaching students, it's totally free. If you're not, it's going to be a whopping $37. It will be as a webinar, and I will send out a replay. So if you sign up for it and then you can't attend, you will get the replay link later. But you got to sign up for it in order to get the replay link. And you can go through it then a second, a third time. You can go through it much slower. I don't think it's going to take 2 hours. I think it's probably going to take 1 hour. And then I'll just do tons and tons of questions, and I will help you guys as much as I possibly can. But I see a lot of the same mistakes over and over again. Not necessarily mistakes, but things that are preventing people from clicking on your thumbnails. The whole goal of the thumbnail is to make somebody click on it so that they can watch your video. And there are definitely things that you can do to make your thumbnails look way, way, way better. And if you just don't want to hire a graphic designer to make them for you, you want to try to do it yourself, you totally can. Let's do this workshop and we will figure it out together, right? Cool. So, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you're all joining me here today. Lynette, your husband texted me about an hour ago and I wasn't sure exactly what he was saying. So he'll have to reply to I turned my phone off after that because when I'm getting ready for the broadcast, I got to get in the zone and be concentrating. You know what I'm talking about. Hi, Renee. Renee says that real estate is still not considered an essential service in her part. That stinks. Yes, luckily we have started to open up again, which is, thank God, I finally have a hair appointment next Monday. I'm going to wear my mask. The hairstylist has to wear a mask. We will be more than 6 feet apart from other patrons. But dang, I need the hair did. You know what I'm saying? Tara was looking around for Richard Dawson. I'm sorry, am I the only person who that guy kind of gave me the creeps? Like, back up, dude. Who knows where those lips have been? Too funny. Will, hello there. Greetings from Texas. So cool. Oh, Richard Dawson was on the Match Game? Yeah. Oh, it's been a long time since I was a kid in the 70s watching those shows. Veronice, will you send us the coaching program a special link? Yes, ma'am. It is in the students only group. It probably is a pinned post at the very top. Otherwise, just search for Thumbnail Workshop and you'll find it in there and you'll see the link exactly where it's signed up. We've also emailed it to you a couple of different times. So check your email. Make sure you don't have me go into your spam folder, girl. Very cool. So let's answer a couple of questions, shall we? The first one I saw in our Facebook group, and I went into Facebook for real estate agents and I just said, hey, what questions do you have that I can answer? So the first one I saw was from Scott Ziegler and he said to Buddy, can you give me some more information on using TubeBuddy? So let's share my screen and I'm going to show you exactly what TubeBuddy does. There are multiple plans. There's a free plan, a pro, a star, and a legend. Legend is the top of the line. I started off with the free plan and then I upgraded when they had a sale and then they had another sale and I upgraded and I've been upgrading slowly over time. So I now have the legend plan, which has all of the features available. If you do not have the legend plan, you may not see all of these things. Some of them are going to be grayed out, but they show you so many great things. And I know that things that the free plan even has is this one here called promo materials. You'll have a link right in here for most recent upload. And if you copy that and you put it on, say, your homepage, your website homepage, it will always auto-populate your most recent upload onto your website. So when you go to my website, georgiacoasthomes.com, our most recent upload is front and center at the top of the homepage. And I don't have to manually do that every single week. It happens automatically. So I certainly love that. You can do things like this. So now I'm on my YouTube channel. Before I was on TubeBuddy.com. Now I'm on my YouTube channel. You can say, okay, I have an idea to do a video about gated communities in my city. And you can come over here and use their Keyword Explorer tool where you say gated communities, like what kind of interest is there, and then who shows up. So if I typed in gated communities, Savannah, for example, it will show you that it says, okay, this is a good keyword. There's a fair amount of search volume, not a ton, but not great. It's a fair keyword to go after. The search volume is poor, and it says that because, you know, millions of people are not searching for gated communities in Savannah. But the weighted competition, which means how likely is it for your channel to be able to rank for that search term, is very, very good. It's excellent. And then your optimization strength, like how well is your typical video optimized for that keyword versus other channels. So the average channel is this, the closest competitor to you is this, and then there's you. So it's saying it may not get a ton of search traffic, but you're going to rank for it very easily. So that is the keyword explorer. Then there is also, and you do that just by clicking on this TB in the upper right hand corner, you can go to SEO Studio, which is a new feature they rolled out recently, which helps you optimize the entire video from the time that you come up with the idea to the time that you publish it. Another thing that's cool in TubeBuddy is if you have any of the paid plans, you can come over here to member perks, and these are things that you get either totally for free or at a big discount. So you get the TubeBuddy mobile app for free, Tuber Tools, which is a company owned by Nick Nimmin, where they make graphics like the little, hey, don't forget to subscribe thing that would pop up on your screen. You can have a monthly fee where you can download pretty much everything on their entire website if you pay a flat fee per month. Or you can say, I just want the subscribe thing for like $2, and I want this one for $6, and I want this one for $3. Audio Hero, which is music and sound effects, all kinds of different things. Filmora 9, which is an editor, Epidemic Sound, more music. So I highly recommend that you, even if you just have the free plan, go to tubebuddy.com, log into your account, and then start going through all of these things to see what is available to you for the plan that you have. You can do A/B testing for thumbnails. So if you've got 2 different thumbnails, and you say, I haven't done it in this account yet, but you say, okay, I've got one thumbnail with a yellow background and one thumbnail with a red background. I'm going to test them and see which one performs better. It will do that for you. You can look at your retention analyzer and see how long do people stay when they're watching one of your videos. You have to click this button and it takes a while to gather all of the data, but then it will show you at the 1-minute mark how many people were still watching, at the 2-minute mark how many people were still watching, how many people made it all the way to the very end and saw your end screen, how many people clicked on those cards that were in the end screen. So TubeBuddy is a really awesome little program, and you just got to get to know what it is like so that you know the features that are available to you. So start going through it, see what it can do. I mean, I loved it. The free version was great. And then when they had a big sale and it was something like $39 for the lifetime edition of the next thing, I upgraded, just kept upgrading. If you attend any of their webinars, they will invariably send you a 50% off coupon after it's all over. So heads up, go to some of their virtual summits and things like that. Because I really do think that TubeBuddy is a great tool to use. All right, next question. How to best market your video once it is published, from Paul Fontaine. So I learned my lesson. I have a cup with a lid because remember that time that I spilled water all over my keyboard and my mouse and my husband's lap and we had to keep going like nothing had happened? That was a good time. Now I use a lid. The only downside is it's 9,000 degrees in my cup of tea. All right, so Paul says, how do you promote your videos? Here's the thing. I really don't. I publish my video on YouTube. I do not spend a lot of time trying to drive people to YouTube from other platforms. I don't spend a lot of time trying to get people from Facebook to come watch my video. And here's why. Because when I go to my analytics and I look at my video and it says you've had 200 views, 50% of those came from YouTube between the search feature and the suggested feature. Maybe 20% came from other features on YouTube, like browsing or clicking the end cards. And then let's say 17% were external. You scroll down, you look at, okay, what is external? External is Google, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. They clicked a link in an email that you sent out. And it would be like 3% came from Facebook. 3% of the 17% that was external came from Facebook. They're not clicking over the vast majority of the time, so I don't spend a lot of time doing it. I used to make a little short, like a trailer, like a teaser video, and I would put that on Facebook. And then I would have a native video uploaded to Facebook with some information about what the video was, and then say to see the entire thing, click the link. It's in the comments, head on over to YouTube. And yes, it was a worthwhile thing to do, but now I don't. I share the link directly to my Facebook business page through Zapier because it's automated. I don't have to do it. I set up the Zap one time, never have to worry about it again. It happens automatically. Do I get a ton of traffic to YouTube from that? No, I don't. It's mostly just so that I have a presence on my Facebook business page. I have something new to post on the business page every single time we have a new video, and it happens for me automatically. So I don't think that you should be concentrating so much on how do I get people from somewhere else to come to YouTube. Concentrate on how do I get the people on YouTube to want to watch my content. YouTube's primary goal is to put the right video in front of the right person at exactly the right time. So if they have been watching other videos on a similar topic as your video, YouTube is going to say, okay, so viewer A is a lot like you, viewer B, and viewer A liked this video, and you watched that video the other day that's very similar. So we're going to suggest that you now watch this video because of your past watch history and because you have a lot in common with this other viewer and he liked it. So they're going to show your video to that person. It's going to show up in the search results. It's going to be suggested to them. Now we want them to click on it and actually watch it. And how do we do that? We have to do that with a compelling title and a really great thumbnail. So don't spend all of your time trying to bring people to the platform from outside. Spend more time making really good, interesting content that people are going to want to watch so that YouTube will just want to display it to more people. The more impressions you get for the video, the more opportunity you have for people to click on it. If you're getting 1,000 impressions and only 4 people click on the video, that says your title and your thumbnail need some work. And if they click on it and they rapidly leave, that says your content needs some work. You're not speaking fast enough. You're not using enough B-roll. It's not interesting enough. You're reading a script. It's clearly very stilted because you're not speaking off the cuff. You're looking over here because you're reading from your teleprompter, so you're not making eye contact, all of those things. So if you have a very poor click-through rate, it usually means the title and thumbnail are not compelling. If you have a poor watch time retention, it usually means that your content was not compelling. So work on those things instead of trying to make people come to your channel from Facebook or Instagram. All right, my next question is from Diana Hornez. How do you respond to jerks and people who want to critique your video? I'm going to share my screen again and show you something that someone lovely did for me once. This was a video I did when I still lived, when I lived in Canton and I worked in Woodstock, and I did a video tour of Bridge Mill, which is a neighborhood in Canton. And I'm not even on camera, so that's why this comment totally kills me. This was where I had mounted my phone on the dashboard of my car, and I drove through the neighborhood saying, hey, let's go see this neighborhood. And this lady said, color your hair before you shoot another video. You are selling high-end homes. Look the part. Ouch. Really? Somebody actually said that, probably because I had some gray roots showing like I do right now. Here's what I say to all of that. You'll notice that her name was Prophetess Queen, and she had a cartoon for her picture. And when you click on it and you go look at her channel, there's nothing there. There's no information there, right? It's like she created the channel name, but it has no content. So it's very easy for somebody to make snarky comments when they're completely anonymous. You know what? I look at it as it's a badge of honor. If nobody ever comments on your videos, it means because they're not watching them and they don't know that you exist. Once you start getting views, you are always going to have people that give you a thumbs down, that write a nasty comment, that say something derogatory. Just because Go watch any of your favorite YouTubers, any. You can watch a video, you can watch the world's best TED Talk that has 8 million views and 375,000 thumbs up, and there will still be 2,000 thumbs down. You can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time, so it's not worth your effort to try or to lay awake at night thinking of how you could have done it better. If they had anything of value to add, like I've had people say that your audio quality was terrible. And you know what? They were absolutely right. They were absolutely right. I did not use a microphone. It sounded bad. It was windy outside. There was a leaf blower. They couldn't hear squat. There was something to that comment. It hurts, but you take it and you try to learn from it. Okay, next time I have to have a good microphone. I have to. That's all there is, right? But if it's anything about your appearance, if it's anything about like you have an annoying voice, if it's anything about you've got a really big nose, who cares? I used to just say, it's my channel, I will delete you and block you. But then I thought, any comment is engagement in the eyes of YouTube, and all that does is make her look petty and small to all of the subsequent viewers who come to write a comment. When they see that, they're going to be like, girl, you need to get a life. Seriously? And so if it's something like that, now I just ignore it. If it were something like a racial slur, hate speech, something with a lot of profanity in it, obviously you delete it, you block that person from ever commenting on any of your videos in the future. I had somebody jump on a live stream a couple of weeks ago shouting profanities. It's probably like a 14-year-old kid in his mom's basement for all I know, but we blocked him. We removed the comments, and now we'll never hear from that guy again. So, you know what? Don't worry about it. You do you. You be you, girlfriend, and be the most fabulous you that you can possibly be. Plus, you're totally charming and adorable on camera, so don't even worry about it. All right, so Krista, is it Torrens? I hope I'm saying your name right. Said, old channel, old videos. Should I start from scratch? No, you don't need to. So let's say that you created your YouTube channel 7 years ago, and you were using it for videos of your babies crawling, sending them to grandma. Look, Charlie's learning how to crawl. Charlie just got his first tooth. That's what my channel was. It had no real estate content on it. It was Hamilton is learning how to crawl, and like you rip a piece of Velcro and he laughed his head off for 30 seconds straight. You'd rip the Velcro and he would do it again. And it was stupid things like that. You've got the channel. You've got like tons and tons of views, and you probably already have a bunch of subscribers. Just start from here. There's no need to start over again. If those are videos that you don't want potential real estate clients to ever see, go ahead and mark them as unlisted. They won't find them. You can still share the videos to your friends and family, but they're not going to show up on your homepage. They're not going to show up in search results. So just mark them as unlisted. Change your channel art. Let people know what the channel is going to be about going forward, and then go from there. Start fresh. But you don't need to delete all of the old content. I don't think there's any reason to do any of that. Just mark the old stuff as unlisted and go from there. Here's a good one. How to make it to the first page of Google from James Walker. I'm going to share my screen for this one again. So my videos that are showing up on the first page of Google are things like this, the moving to Savannah video. Why? Why is this ranking on the first page of of Google? Well, it's performing extremely well in YouTube itself. So it now got its own featured snippet. Oh my gosh, yay! Any of you bloggers out there, SEO people, know that that's kind of a big deal. So I'm super excited. But then down here, we have more videos, and then we have my blog post. And I really feel like this is probably the reason why that particular video is ranking on the first page of Google. It's because I also have a 3,000 something word blog post that has an infographic, and it's got lots of text, and it has links to pages on my site, links to other pages. It has images. It has the video embedded in it. It's got all this different information. It's long. It is a long. Do people read this whole thing? I'm sure that they do not. But, and these are all photos that I took. So I saw the Hearst tour one night when I was having dinner downtown, and I took a picture of it parked on the side of the road. And I have a little lead capture thing. This pops up in the center of the thing. Hey, you want to learn more? They fill out the form. I get their information, blah, blah, blah. These are just, that's my daughter, Maddie. We were having lunch at a restaurant. I took a picture. That's another restaurant on the same island. Links. And the videos are embedded on them. So this is another YouTube video. It's not mine. It's from the local TV station, but I embedded it in the blog post. So to answer your question, James, I really feel like the reason why they show up on the front page of Google is the combination of Google love and Google love, being married and having babies, right? So you've got your blog post, you have your video embedded in the blog post. If you can put in a Google map, like a custom Google map, layers upon layers upon layers of Google goodness, that's how you rank. And you don't have to do this with every video that you make, for crying out loud. No, you can have 3, you could have 2, you could even have one great solid pillar piece of content that's ranking on the front page of Google. Once those people get to your website, now you got them, right? If you wanted to, you could pixel them and start running ads to them. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I really think that having a killer website that is optimized for SEO with YouTube content embedded in it is the way to go. That is my personal opinion. Are there any SEO experts on here who say yay or nay to that? I would love to hear if there are other schools of thought, but I really think that that is it. All right, next, Marcy Billion says how to plan your backdrop. This is another big one. So this is my backdrop. What do I got there? I have a table with a lamp on it. I got my little not so subliminal call to subscribe to my channel. I have my logo. It's a little sign. I bought it on Etsy. It's like a piece of plexiglass with probably a Cricut sticker on the front of it, and you mount it on the wall. It makes a cool little sign. It's lovely. With my chair, and it's all clean and tidy, and there's not a ton of crap behind me. My old set was kind of busy. I had a lot of stuff on the wall behind me, and I don't think that it was bad, but it wasn't great. So we decided to paint the office a brighter color that matched my logo and declutter, and then think about what is going to show in the camera. What you don't see are pillows all over my floor trying to absorb some of the sound because there's no carpet in here and no curtains. So I need some fabric to help absorb some of the sound. You do not see that I took everything off of my desk and put it on the ground so that it wouldn't be in front of me, being messy and attracting my attention. You're trying to say, what does the viewer see behind me, and how can I make it look attractive and not really pull focus from me? Because I'm the one talking to the camera and I want people looking at me. And if they're too busy looking at all the stuff behind me, I'm losing their attention. So a few interesting pieces behind you. If you were in the Navy and you've got your flag with your shadow box with all of your medals and things like that, by all means, put that behind you. And when people see it, they're going to go, aha, he was in the Navy. Got it. Things like that will help attract your ideal viewer to your channel. Totally fine, just within reason. I was on a Zoom call with somebody who has a full-on library at her house. It was floor-to-ceiling bookshelves stacked with books all the way. And while I absolutely admire what an avid reader she is, was that the best backdrop for her video? No, it was very distracting because there was so much to look at. So just try to be critical and think, go look at other YouTube channels, see what other people are doing, what looks good to you and what looks terrible, and then just try to emulate the ones that look good. You don't have to have lots of fancy stuff. Do you see that kind of glow coming from behind the table? It's a blue set of rope lights. It's the rope lights that come in a roll, and it's not a rope, it's double-sided tape. So I literally just peeled the tape off and I stuck it to the back of the dresser and then I plugged it in. Boom, instant mood lighting, and it looks really cool. And it was probably $12 or something like that. Not expensive, just something to add a little bit of oomph and make it interesting. All right, best tools and resources for editing from Christy B. Shores. Editing is so subjective. It depends on how much skill do you have with editing, what type of equipment are you using, and how much time do you have. So my answer in a nutshell is if you have more time than money and you want to learn how to do editing, whether you are on Windows or Mac, I really like WeVideo, WeVideo.com. I've done videos on this channel about why I love WeVideo so much. You should check those out. It's relatively inexpensive. It's pretty user-friendly. It includes a ton of free stock footage as B-roll if you get the professional level and higher. And if you get the top of the line version, it's a 3-user license. So if you're on a team, other people can use it as well. Or if you have a virtual assistant who can do the editing for you, you can make the video, upload it into WeVideo, say, hey, it's ready for you. They log in on the other end. They do all of the editing. When they're done, they say the first draft is ready for you to review. If you are really fancy, there's Adobe Premiere, there's Final Cut Pro. Oh, great. Here comes the UPS guy. Going to ring my doorbell. Pay no attention to the ding dong that's about to happen 2 minutes from now. If you don't want to learn all of the editing and you have to edit, they're like, I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot film a whole video with zero editing at all. You've got to keep people's attention, and editing is part of the way that we do that. Get an editor. Go on Fiverr.com, go on Upwork.com, get a virtual assistant, go to any one of those virtual assistant groups on Facebook, find somebody, tell them what you need, get samples of their work, find out how much they charge, and how many hours a week do you think that you would need them? Is it like 5 hours a week to edit one video? I think that's reasonable. Somebody that knows what they're doing can probably do it, there was the ding dong, in 5 minutes or 5 hours and make it look pretty darn good. So that's the answer. The answer is, and now the dog's barking. The answer is either pay someone to do it for you and make it look fabulous, or learn how to do it yourself. And it's just a matter of like how fancy do you want to get, and what are you using? Are you using a 5-year-old Windows computer? Are you using a brand new MacBook Air? Are you using your phone? There are tons of people that will edit on their phones. I can't do it. It's too little. I need a big screen. I'm old. I can't see that little tiny screen. So it really, really wants to know. Oh no, my mic cut out. I didn't touch anything. Uh-oh, I guess I should have been looking at these comments earlier. Did it just happen? Did it just, Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me just turn it up over here. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me. Maybe it was when, I bet it was when the guy rang the doorbell, because I have a Ring doorbell. I wonder if somehow that is connected to the system that my microphone is plugged into. All right, somebody comment and let me know if that helped at all and if it is better. All right, now we're moving on to my final question, which was, you can still hear me, Ron? Okay, cool, thank you. Best way to build views and subscribers. Matthew Scher and Barry Peterson both asked about doing ads, and I get this question a lot. Okay, you guys hear me? Oh, it never cut out? Okay, cool. I'm going to leave it the way it is unless you tell me it's way too loud. Lisa Kelly, I know that you do ads as well. Here is my opinion on ads. If you are not getting views on YouTube organically, I don't feel like throwing money at it is the solution. You don't have to run ads. Do you guys know, I can't remember her name, the girl that lives in the van with the snake? She has a pet white snake named Alfredo, and she is probably like 22 years old, and she lives in a van, not even a camper, just like an old van from the 70s, like what we would say is a creeper van, right? She posted her first freaking video on YouTube and she got like 1 million views in the first week or something ridiculous like that. It was not because she ran ads. It was not because she used amazing keywords. It was because she had a compelling title and a compelling thumbnail and really interesting content, and it spread like wildfire. So I'm not a big fan of ads to get traffic to your YouTube channel. I don't feel like you even need to boost the videos. You shouldn't have to pay to get your videos in front of the right person. If you are making content that they find interesting, you may not get thousands and thousands of views. If it's a video about neighborhoods in Pooler, Georgia, there's only so many people that live there that are looking for that content at any given time. So just know you may not get tons and tons and tons of views on it. But if the content is good, the right person will be able to find it. And the right person is then going to send you an email and say, we were ready to buy a house and we want you to help us. And that's the goal, right? So that would be my recommendation is don't worry about the ads. Take whatever money you were going to spend on ads and reinvest that into making your content as good as possible. Could you get a better microphone? Could you hire an editor? Could you outsource all of the thumbnails? Could you outsource, I don't know, the channel art or anything that would help get your videos seen by more people? But I don't think that ads are the way. Now, if you want to do an ad on YouTube, something like, hey, do you think that now is the time to sell your house during a pandemic? Well, I have the answer for you. In fact, I have a free giveaway, like 10 reasons why now is an amazing time to sell your house, and the 3 secrets that will actually sell your house sell for more money than it would have before the pandemic. So that's not a video that you're putting on YouTube. That is a video that you made as an ad. You are going to run that on YouTube before somebody else's video, or in the middle of somebody else's video, or in the sidebar or below their video. Like, you made this video with the intent to be an ad, and you're going to run it on YouTube as an ad. But it is not to drive traffic to your video. It is not to bring awareness to your channel. I just don't think that that's necessary. And I feel like your money could be better spent doing many, many, many other things. Okay. My 2 cents on running ads. I'm not a huge fan on running the ads. All right. I'm going to go through real fast and see if there are any other questions. Oh, good grief. There are a lot of questions. Well, a lot of comments. Let me see if anything jumps out at me that I can talk about. In general, the gist of it is you want to make the best content that you can. If you are making content where you are reading a script verbatim and you're not making eye contact with the camera and you're not doing very much editing at all and you're speaking very sedately without a lot of energy, it stands to reason that that is not going to be the most exciting content in the world, and therefore you're not going to get a ton of response from it. Whereas you can make a ridiculous video like these kids with all their gaming channels and stuff that get millions and millions and millions of views, and they do not spend money on ads. They're not spending money on ads. That's happening organically. So how can we find a happy medium between being a total stick in the mud in the name of being professional and being completely over the top, goofball, wacky, yelling and screaming? There's got to be a happy medium where you can be yourself on camera and have a little bit of fun, show your personality, be interesting, make people excited to watch your content, and not have to spend money to promote every single video. I don't think it's necessary, and I want you to save your money and use it for something better, which is not running an ad, in my opinion. Cool. So yes, you know what I'm saying, girl. So I want you to be yourself on camera and let people get to know your personality so that they can immediately like you and be drawn to you and get to know you and want to follow you, right? There's a big difference between being completely crazy and over the top and being uninteresting. And we don't want you to be uninteresting just because you think that you need to be professional, because I really don't think that that's the case. I really think that you can be yourself on camera and still be perfectly competent and attract viewers to you. All right. So that's what we had time for today. Next week, I'm going to do a video called The 7 Deadly Sins of YouTube Videos. The 7 mistakes that realtors are making when it comes to YouTube, so that you can learn what these mistakes are and stop doing them and start seeing some real growth in your channel. I'm Karin Carr with YouTube for Agents, and I will see you next week live on Thursday.